Yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
Sure.
I just wanted to comment on gender-based violence.
Yeah.
I will agree with you with the approach to say that this approach of gender-based violence, we need to try the alternative. We must focus on a solution rather than funding the problems. What I don't like most about gender-based violence is the approach to say that some of the organizations that raise awareness on this subject matter, they monopolizing this gender-based violence to speak to women only, while gender is about both male and female. So what we did with Millet, non-profit company, we hosted a Boys to Men dialogue on 16 June this year to try to bring that approach to life. Even now, 15 days of activism is approaching. It's the same approach to say that let it be 15 days of activities. Let us be involved, even physically, rather than being there on these sit-ups where we just share the knowledge, but no practical example. So right now we're busy trying to do that, to implement that, because I will agree to say that even witchcraft is involved in this. Spirituality, mentality, and physical. This is a war. I think it's a global pandemic now, this gender-based violence. So with that being said, it's just to say to try what will work, to try to find solutions, because when I look at my generation, I will say we are a cursed generation somewhere somehow, because on my research, even Ted Bundy on a documentary shared that even us, we are part of this hypnotism. These programs that are being played on TV, they sort of like educate us, inform us, entertain us, but they're doing dubious things in our minds, So it goes beyond to say psychologically, we need a social worker and just a different approach. And let's not just focus on victims only. Perhaps let's try to focus again on the perpetrators. Thank you.
I hear you, Xolani.
Yes, sir.
I suppose I'm talking about something slightly different. I hear the need for conversation, the need for getting different content into the conversations. I hear and I appreciate the fact that we need to have a conversation that is more inclusive. Those are wonderful things. I'm still more maybe at a more basic level. The level that says we have a shortage of police officers. Why don't we just employ more police officers? The level that says we need to train our police officers to be a little bit more sensitive to people who come with gender-based violence issues. Those are not issues that need big funding. My concern is that for every conversation about gender-based violence, there's somebody who's going to say, I need funding for this, which is as a result of a general, shall we call it a general atmosphere of wanting to say that I need money. I need more money. I need more money. And so those that have the money keep throwing the money at people who say, I need more funding for this. I need more funding for this. Whereas sometimes,
I agree with you.
Whereas sometimes it's just about us loving ourselves enough to understand that that we cannot tolerate the normalization of the brutalization of our women and children. Yeah? That at some point we need to ask ourselves questions about how much do we take ourselves seriously, and how much do we love ourselves enough to to be able to say to my brother Xolani, I don't like that joke that you just made now about women. I don't. I think that joke that you've just made now about women is inappropriate. Where we don't need big funding, funding. Everybody's looking for funding, and I think that is the general atmosphere at the moment that breeds the idea that all we need to do is just keep throwing money at things without fundamentally solving the problem.
No, it's true. It's true. Thanks, Aubrey, for sharing that, because it's what we are preaching when we are at the field, to say that we have out a lot of things without funding, without sponsorship, and practical example is the only solution.
Yeah. Xolani in Soweto, thanks very much for your call. Somebody says, what is the difference between an unruly child and an innovative? What is the difference between an unruly child and an innovative one, Aubrey? It's an uninformed parent. That's the difference.